Now, Dr. Carrie Mitchell Brown. She is a equity strategist, and she's going to explain to you what a cultural architect is. She's a PhD in organizations and management, and her background in organizational development and social justice advocacy uniquely qualifies her to address the and evaluate the inequities in businesses. So, welcome, Dr. Carey. Can you tell us, first of all, what is a cultural architect?
Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me to your show. I'm so glad to be here. So, yeah, I fix organizations. That's what I come in to do. Organizations are not exempt from the what I call the wicked problems of the world, such as racism, sexism, and all the other isms that you could imagine, and really working with them on bridging those gaps or contradictions from where they
Mm-hmm.
want to be and where they actually are.
Yeah, and so what are some of the changes that you help enact, like the specific changes that you might help enact?
Sure. Some of the specific changes that I might help enact is to create a process for the organization to
Mm-hmm.
be on a journey for healing. Oftentimes, we are required to dismiss the harm that's been imparted on our minds, our
Yes.
bodies, and our spirits, and expect it to go to work as
Mm-hmm.
if things are just okay. And we know that is not true. We know that that is
Yes.
not true. And oftentimes, we are in systems that do inflict some of that harm. So, working with organizations to create a culture to eliminate it, to minimize it, and for it not to happen, to reinforce what's happening in the outside world.
I love that because I feel like we're kindred spirits. You do for the organization what I do for the body, but it's so interesting because those challenges, those problems, those stressors show up in the body and then they end up in my office, right? Because they don't really have the opportunity to voice their concerns outside of their family sometimes and maybe a few friends. Um, in reference to COVID-19, what have you seen in reference to the changes that's caused organizations and even educationally, like how some of the issues may show up for you and the work that you do, and specifically how COVID-19 impacted us this year?
Yeah, COVID-19 has really thrown a monkey wrench into everything imaginable. And when we think about the workforce, this disruption on, people working from home, people working in the office, it certainly helped us to reevaluate who important and essential workers are, which oftentimes are those people who are at the lower levels of the organization who have the smaller paychecks. But those are the folks that we absolutely count on to keep things moving and being in a place where we honor them, where we recognize them for their work, where they're paid for their worth is something that organizations are beginning to grapple with. People's lives are no
Yes.
longer bounded by work and bounded by home. It's blended, especially those folks who have had to take on managing their household, managing their children's
Mm-hmm.
virtual school, and also
Yes.
moving and trying to secure and maintain their jobs if they were not eliminated by the pandemic.
I love it. I love it. This is such good information because sometimes people just feel stuck. You know, they